Reuters comes out with Virios Therapeutics entered into a capital on-demand sales agreement with Jones Trading Institutional Services, and naturally, the price action capitulates like freaking crazy and recovers insane. I mean, can that be an overreaction or what, team? You know how I usually tell you? That the price action, the sentiment likes to take the price action to the 618 targets? Well, look at this. That retracement came right back down to our support of 165 at the 1618. And if you hover over the candle and look at the L for low, check it out. $1.65 before this massive pump to the upside, recovering almost, 60%, 70% of what it lost, right? So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple things here, team, because our statistics have been proven, I think maybe I would say a 96 or 97% accuracy here. Okay, team, so let's go ahead and get this started now. What is up, you guys? Thank you so much for stopping by once again. This is ARCa coming at you with a VIRI technicals, raw price action, and statistical threat of analysis on this Sunday. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa Bulls. With that said, let's dive right into the charts. Okay, team, so yeah, very interesting times here, right? A lot of people actually started sending me DMs, started sending me some mentions in Twitter, some stuff in Discord, right? Like, what could be happening with VIRI? You guys, that was just a ridiculous overreaction. There's nothing, there was literally no bad news, right? It was just any excuse to bring the price action down for whatever reason, I don't know. But to tell you the truth, there's a lot of bulls, especially waiting at these areas here, at these discounted rates. It's funny how the average of the candle ended up at that 165 perfectly at the 1618 from the targets that we've been following this entire time, by the way, right? So this has been part of the play the whole time. Anyway, team, let's continue on with the analysis here. So this is very good news, as I think I said it in the video of Thursday evening, where I said, well, if you're still watching the video down to this point, well, this is where you're going to get the news, right? You're about to get that three-day silver cross, which consists of the EMA 21 crossing upside of the EMA 55. Take a look at that, team. We got it. We said that we were going to get it possibly in the next day, and of course, we got it on that Friday, and price action reacts to it just accordingly, right? So we have to keep an eye on those moving average strategies, team. Silver cross, of course, EMA 21 over the EMA 55. Sometimes people tend to consider that to be EMA 20 over EMA 50, but I go with whatever I learned from the mentors, right? So anyway, team, so yeah, this pretty much sent the price action to an enormous price activity here, right? So let's go ahead and now take a look at a couple other things, because I'm very excited to show you the next screen, right? So this is the volatility versus momentum, aka the footprint model that I actually teach, right, to my master students, to really them, right? I also I share it with you too, right? So we were taking a look at the back test here of a 5-day critical expansion to contraction phase that we measured on the 5-day chart of Viri over the entire trading history of the asset, right? So as you can see here, there's only been 5 iterations, but 5 out of 5 of those iterations have been guessed correctly to the upside. And that gives us an upside accuracy of 100%. Of course, at some point, it doesn't have to be now, right? At some point, it's going to end up, fluctuating a bit, right? It's just because we have such little to work with here that it would suggest that, right? But, sentiment, if they see this, I mean, honestly, if I'm seeing this back test here, team, professional traders are also seeing it, right? Whatever I'm showing you here. Okay, team, so out of the 5 out of 5, 100% accuracy, and we were talking about an average upside thrust of about 64.76%. Now, I also calculated the standard deviation from this metric here, right? So that actually came out to where 68% of the results land. And I can bring this image right here, right? So the standard deviation, 60.24%, would be where the majority of the average performers, right? So that would be right around this area here, that move. And now the lower bound of the first standard deviation, of course, we already completed that. That was only about a 4.52% move to the upside. And we still have to look out for We still have to look out for the upper bound of the first standard deviation, which is right in here, and that would be our higher performers, suggesting a potential 125% range to look at, right? So now if we just go back to the price action that we faced, you yeah, check it out. Okay, so this is where we were talking about from the mean, 64 spot 76%, $2.52. The standard deviation of 60 spot 24, that was taking us to, let's see if I can get it. I guess that's as close as I can get. That was suggesting a top side of 245. Price action came and closed at the traditional market close at 242. Okay, so just to show you how statistics and mathematical models can play, right? So this is of course, they are statistics. They're not certainties by any mean. I just, this is great. It's just yet again another banger for my master students to see just how accurate or how effective, better said, right? The footprint model can actually be. And I mean, I get messages from them all the time telling me that I can't get over the footprint model. This is the reason why I came to this course to learn this, right? So. Yeah, team, this was very good, and we absolutely met it. So congratulations to you if you did capitalize on our statistical play, which actually fulfilled pretty much. Of course, we still have, like I said, we still have the upper bound of the first standard deviation to consider here, the 125% distribution, right, which could actually be right up here. To anywhere in the space of 315 to 345, and we've gone over just the confluence between that, specifically this area here, right? So let me just get the indicators out of the way so you can see just what I mean, right? So this is the entire trading history of the asset itself. So please remember here the target that we're talking about, 315 to 345. I'll block all the drawings out of the way. Okay, so 315 to 345, literally right in this area here. Right, that is where price action. I'm sorry, where the statistics are essentially kind of telling us that we're going, right? So if we pull back just a little bit into maybe the daily here, then we can actually start seeing that we have a very curious range of motion starting from about that 315 area, which is the top side of this this point here. So that I mean, we're already in. Damn it, man! I hated that thing happened, bro. That's not good. That was a serious overreaction, team. That was not good. Okay, the downside that we got on the market close, that's really unfortunate. Okay, really unfortunate because, really unfortunate because we were already in the free zone. Okay, so I was really looking forward to, the price action breaking upside of the 214 topside resistance here, because this would naturally start sliding the price action all the way up, just like I said, team, right? And we would face the statistical targets and all that good stuff. And 315 was the bottom side of the 125% statistical lift, and 315 just happens to be the top side of this candle here. Man, that means that we would have gotten resistance, and we would have gotten a pullback to whatever other place we would have supported there, and then continued on to just this massive ridiculousness here. So which would essentially take us upwards of 376, like into the $4 range potentially, or sub $4. Just, I mean, really high threes, right? So but there are some, there is a I guess we can call it a glare of hopium, right? There is a mirage, and it is good. Okay, so and I will display it to you now, right? Please excuse my my frustrations here. Is just that we're trying to make this play happen, right? And then this silly little news comes out, and then bam, just this massive overreaction, and that was really close to invalidating the play, right? So anyway, sorry about that, team. I always leave my paper trading account active, right, in case of any trading situations that could happen, right? Of course, this is what we're talking about entirely here. We are speaking of paper trading. We are speaking of the paper trading account, so you have no idea how many people in the Discord talk about that. They say, ARCa, so are we gonna paper trade long calls at this target? Yay or nay? Oh man, the team has taken it. The team has taken it so far. It's so funny. Anyway, team, enough of my banter here, right? So, immediate short-term time frame on the RSI. Let's take a look at the 30-minute and see what it's got, right? So, of course, we faced that really ridiculous, immediate reaction, right? So, we're getting close. The good thing about this is that the 30-minute is getting very close to the gravitational zone of the bear weakness percentile, right? And also, you can start to see that the SMA 14 represented by the pink line here, standard setup for an RSI. I understand this is mine, right? This is my particular algorithm, but I just have it like this because I want to show people, displays, right? So this is the upper half is the bullish control zone, bottom half is the bearish control zone, and you have the bull strength percentile on this upper half and the bear strength percentile on the bottom half. So just to give you guys a little bit of a visceral perspective, right? Something, right? So this, if it were me, I wouldn't have any colors or anything in there, right? So anyway, this is suggesting an upside, getting very close to that bullish control zone, and I do suspect that to continue, right? But I would have to also talk to you about a small retracement, literally from the 5-minute. So the 5-minute, yes, it is in the gravitational zone here, which could essentially have us pulled up, but I think there's a technical resistance coming up, and it's a very tiny one, and it's going to be very short-lived, and it's on the 5-minute, right? So that literally has no time at all. So if we were to use that as some type of metric for validation, then that would essentially line up with the 12-hour RSI. And look at the 12-hour RSI here, right? So you can see that the 12-hour RSI signal is still pivoted towards the downside. It is approaching the gravitational zone right down here. So this would essentially get pulled back down. But the downside from the gravitational pull is about to face a gravitational pull from the opposing zone for the upside and the SMA 14 as a support zone. So, but that's really, really close, right? It's a very temporary downside, and I don't think it's gonna last for very long. Just like we talked about from Thursday to Friday, I said that we were gonna get a pullback, likely to 186 or whatever. I think it came down to 174, and it, of course, just like we said, retraced and it continued onwards and upwards, right? So everything in the data was speaking upwards. So we were talking about psychological metrics, we were talking about mathematical concepts, we were talking about even geometrical concepts, and I mean price action. Everything was leading towards the upside that we were talking about. We were looking for. We even set this target right here. We have the 4-spot 618 located at 240. Oh man! And then we also had the inverse head. We also had the head and shoulders topside target suggesting a topside of 237. No way, you guys. Of course, that was a slam dunk. Come on. There's only so much I can do here to tell guys. I can't tell you. Okay, there's no way I can tell you like this is it. Let's go. Because I can't. I'm not a financial advisor. Okay, but I will present it to you, and I will back it with math. Okay, and I will tell you things like it is very likely to go up from here. And if you don't hear that, then, come on, man, you got to read me, right? So, anyway, team, so still bantering here, right? I'm really upset over that drop. A lot of people got worried. Anyway, team, so yes, let's go ahead and just speculate here, right? What is the downside? Let's go to the 12-hour and see what that can be. Okay, so the 12-hour, the post market here was closing at about 206, right? So if we're at 206 and we're suggesting a very short-term downside, then sure, I think we can look into the $2 target, maybe 199 before a bounce, right? And then see what the sentiment feels like. But this was just a massive overreaction, team, and we just got the 3-day. Bullish cross, SMA 50, the signal line upside of the SMA 14. And of course, we were talking about this this was very likely to get pulled up, right? So, and then now notice the 5-day. The 5-day time frame, RSI is sitting in the gravitational zone of the bull strength percentile with just this ridiculous upside pivot on that SMA 14, right? So, yeah, there's still some upside to look for here, team. Temporary downside. We'll see what that We'll see what that's going to do. Not everyone is watching my video, of course, right? I don't have that big of a presence online. I mean, the cumulative number is around 14,000 people exposure, right? So not everyone is going to be seeing this. That's in ticker symbol VIRI. But I guess if you are, then you would be exposed to what I'm talking about, right, team? So if we do fail that 199 zone, then look at the 4-hour time frame, retracement back to the 2 spot 618 at 197. Potential loading zone between 197 overall and $2, right? And then that could hopefully we can get a continuation to the upside if the sentiment doesn't feel too bad. But this is interesting because this is usually what happens before a massive upside, which are liquidity traps, right? So in this case, this stopped out all kinds of longs, and also a bunch of longs bought so that they can come up, right? So very interesting times there. It was just so much panic and just so many chickens with their heads cut off post-market, right, team? But please remember, first and foremost, that I'm not a financial advisor. Take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as just a form of entertainment. Because I can't suggest for you to buy, sell, or hold any assets whatsoever, team. I really can't. So I need you to do your own due diligence and everything will be cool. If we're looking for an upside target here, team, first of all, obviously we have to combat the 228, right, of the 3 spot 618 and the very obvious 242 top that we faced on Friday. Okay, that's a very obvious resistance that we do have to combat. Okay, so very likely we can face some type of a short-term pullback from that 242 if we do reach it, come back down to 217, continue onwards and upwards, right? But if we are to beat that 242 target, then yeah, I can actually start seeing the space between 248 and 260 at the 4 spot 236 to the 4 spot 618 Fibonacci ratio. Okay, team. So please remember those targets. Come back to the video, revise the play. We've been looking at this literally since 26 cents. Okay, so just remember, team. All right. But yeah, if any questions, you know where to reach out to me, and definitely get in touch with us. Definitely get in touch with. Of course, it printed a short, man. Oh my goodness. But yeah, just to tell you that the ARC indicators, the ARQ indicators, are going to be going live soon, team. We're already reaching out to several people who are interested in this, right? So we got that long signal right down here at the opening of 135 on Friday the 30th, last Friday, right? Not this Friday that just passed. So from there, this thing has literally just kept it going. No short signal at all right here. Like, you get the short signal down, you get the long signal up, you get the short signal down, right? And then this thing just longed. No short. It actually came back down, did this capitulation the way we're facing now, and then bam. All right. So if you are interested in acquiring any of the newly remastered and reconfigured algorithms that we've been putting together, definitely reach out to us at arqindicators@gmail.com so that you can get yourself a pre-order, and we're going to be releasing some gifts for only the pre-order people, right? So just please remember, team, get in touch with me and we'll talk the details, right? So with that said, team, I wish you well, a very good rest of your weekend, and I will catch you at the bell on Monday. Adios, team. Peace.